Holly Morris is learning some valuable lessons this morning.
Probably some lessons that we all could benefit from. She is with etiquette expert. I'm going to let you tell me Ms. Chen's first name, learning all about proper manners. Holly, good morning.
Good morning. It probably says Christine Chen in your script, but she prefers to go by Chris. I asked her that, if it was okay, what she would prefer to be called, which is the polite thing to do, and she said Chris. And you know what is fun about hanging with Mrs. Chen is that we have all learned something here this morning when it comes to minding your manners. And here's the thing about manners. You know what? There are old school manners that always still work, but then there are new school manners too, because etiquette evolves as life evolves. And Mrs. Chen, would you agree with that? I mean, we didn't always have to worry about BlackBerries and iPods at the table way back when.
Absolutely. Etiquette rules change as society changes.
And I'm assuming that we don't use those at the table.
No, never. Nothing goes on the table.
See the horror in her face, people? No, we don't use them at the table. Okay, so tell me what we're doing here.
Okay, right now the students are being served, and if you notice the wait staff, they are serving the bread from the student's left side, the drink is being served from the right side, and they are not touching anything on the table until our guest of honor takes a seat. And the guest of honor or the host or hostess of the event signals that the meal is about to begin when they place their napkin on the lap. So
someone's going to seat me?
Yes, we have a young gentleman. Joshua is going to seat you.
Why, thank you, Joshua. That's so nice of you. All right.
Good job, Joshua.
And then when I do this, I'm the guest of honor. I just open it halfway.
Halfway, and
on my lap.
The rest of you will go ahead and open your napkin.
And everybody else can. And so now we're doing something called continental style?
Yes, and if you notice, you have a delicious meal served in front of you. And when I am teaching etiquette, we use a fig Newton because that works very well in cutting and eating a fig Newton to demonstrate continental style. You also have bread on the bread plate, and there are a few of you have a butter knife on your bread plate, and you will be demonstrating how to eat bread and butter correctly. So if you'd like to start doing that.
So what do I do?
Okay.
I don't want to do it wrong. I don't usually get nervous, but I feel very nervous. I want to make sure
you tear off a bite-sized piece. You butter that one bite-sized piece, and then you eat that and put your bread back onto the butter plate. Very simple. You never cut the bread in half and butter the entire piece.
And you don't try to eat the entire piece in one bite.
No.
Right. Okay,
and then the butter knife rests at the top of the plate where you found it.
Oh, right there. Okay. Very good. So now we're moving on to our huge entree of the fig Newton.
Yes. Okay. So as you notice, you have a salad fork and a dinner fork. We're going to pretend that we already had our salad, and we will go ahead and use our dinner fork, which is the larger fork. And you pick up the fork in your left hand, the knife in your right hand, and that's how the utensils stay during the entire meal for continental style. So go ahead and you put the tines of the fork into the fig Newton, cut behind it, and then eating continental style, you convey the food to your mouth with the tines of the fork down.
Okay, we only have about 30 seconds.
All
right. We're going to make sure we get our toast in.
Yes, well, we have a young lady that is going to present a toast.
I would like to present a toast to our guest, Miss Morris. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. And the tips for toasting?
And the one that is being honored with a toast does not drink, but you can raise your glass.
I don't want to be honored. No, I'm kidding. No, go ahead.
And the rest of you, go ahead and raise your glass. You can say cheers and take a sip of your drink.
Aww. Wonderful. And let me just go on record that the kids here at Olney Adventist Prep are the most mannered kids I've ever seen all morning long, and that must go kudos a little bit to the principal. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Obviously, you think it's important for the kids to have this in there.
Yes, etiquette is important in our overall feelings of respect, and so the etiquette really leads to that respecting yourself and respecting others.
Very good. MyFoxDC.com is our website. We have a link to Mrs. Chen's if you want to find out more, and don't forget, she does do etiquette classes for those that are a little more advanced age as well. Back to you, Mrs. Seymour.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Morris. Well, there are millions of pets in shelters and rescues waiting for forever homes, of course. And if you're thinking about adopting one of those pets, and we've got you covered with our weekly pet project. Joining us now, our friend Sandra Navarra, who is a volunteer.